Hollywood actor Nicolas Cage is in full beast mode with the dial turned up to 11 for his role in the latest wacky thriller Mandy, the New Zealand International Film Festival promises. Directed by Italian-Canadian Panos Cosmatos and produced by actor Elijah Wood, Mandy is one of the top picks by NZIFF's incredibly strange programmer and filmmaker Ant Timpson, who reckons the head-trippy film has unleashed the often restrained Cage. When Cage goes into beast mode, it's very hard for the film to control that performance because he is so big and so wild, Timpson said. In this one they just let the ropes off and let him go for gold. Fans who love Cage on 11, it's just manna from heaven. Mandy is one of 10 films playing in the incredibly strange section of the film festival, which was founded in 1994 by Timpson to showcase provocative, bizarre and challenging films to New Zealanders, often with some sort of controversial backlash. While there is no overall theme in this year's creme of the strange crop, Timpson says there is a slight nepotism in that he has a connection with the majority of the films, except for Gaspar Noé's climax, which Timpson admits he made the controversial decision to select the film without even seeing it. Noé is renowned for his provocative work. In 2015 he released Love 3D, possibly the first film to portray a 3D visual of a sex scene. As a programmer you have to watch everything and approve everything, but with that film I haven't had access to a screener. I approved it based on sight unseen because of the filmmaker and I've supported his films throughout, so that film I'm going to recommend wholeheartedly, Timpson says. Climax follows a group of street dancers who, during a practice, drink sangria that has been spiked with LSD. Other top picks for this year's film festival includes Kiwi actor Jermaine Clement's latest role in An Evening with Beverly Loughlin. Directed by UK's Jim Hosking, who Timpson worked with on 2016's The Greasy Strangler, the film follows a cafe owner who can't make ends meet. As such, he enlists an awkward hitman, played by Clement, to undertake a bank robbery. Timpson said Clement was hysterical in this latest feature film. I don't mind saying that I'm really bummed about not being involved with the film. I'm so happy it was as good as I thought it was going to be, Timpson says. The film premiered at the 2018 Sundance Film Festival and stars Aubrey Plaza, Parks and Recreation, and Emile Hirsch. Into the Wild. It's just gorgeous. It's not as grotesque as The Greasy Strangler, it's not in any way, it's a very oddball character study and it's funny throughout, Timpson adds. It's just really interesting performances from actors that you think you are very familiar with, of course. Then there's Timpson's own film, The Field Guide to Evil. It's a follow-on from Timpson's 2012 anthology The ABCs of Death, which attracted much. Was convicted and sentenced to 90 days in jail after she showed the horror movie to her high school class of 14 and 15-year-olds. Following on from that anthology of 26 genre directors, Timpson returns with just 9 international directors in The Field Guide to Evil, who draw on dark fairy tales from their own countries. When we think of folklore, the go-to ones we think of are the classic ones we know, like the Grimm fairy tales, the ones that have very high visibility in literature. But what we asked everyone was to dig a little deeper and find more obscure ones from their countries, because I felt that would be more interesting than repeating variations of ones that we're quite familiar with, he said. A lot of them are based on sins and the repercussions of that, though there aren't any from NZ. Timpson said he was open to putting in some dark stories from our little Pacific country on the big screen if the opportunity comes up for a third anthology. I'd definitely work with a Maori filmmaker for sure, otherwise what other rich history of folklore do we have? New Zealand ones are like a farmer and the sheep that's gone crazy, he said. The New Zealand International Film Festival kicks off on July 19th in Auckland, July 27th in Wellington and August 2nd in Christchurch. Visit the website for more festival dates around the country, the program and to purchase tickets. Stuff promoted, stories recommended by